Hello guys, welcome. Hmm, Okay, I think I configure everything and we're ready to practice some practical. Perfect. Mm, let's. Okay, we have a topology that shows we are three routers and we need to configure this as a EIGRP. mm, and this EIGRP shows us we have a EIGRP here. We have a EIGRP here between R2 and R1, and here between R2 and R5 we have a static route and default route. So we want to configure this and to improve this topology, discuss about improving network stability, because usually we have a lot of utilization CPUs, RAM, and everything is involved when we use uh, routing protocol, different protocols actually, but we have to do something to reduce processors. For example, in this case we have to reduce resource utilization on HQ network, and we decide to configure one of the branch router or two as a EIGRP stub router. So this is a stub router. Mm, so R2 is our stub router. As you know, a stub router uh, doesn't accept EIGRP protocol and it doesn't advertise it to another routers. Mm, this is R5, doesn't matter. Okay. In all routers, we apply the following configuration to each router along with the appropriate host name, exec timeout to avoid exit of the CLI command. So I start to do basic configuration. For example, no IP domain lookup, and in a line console 0 I'm doing logging synchronize and exec timeout 0 to 0. Yes, and I do the same to another router. No IP domain lookup, line console 0, login and exec timeout 0 to 0. Configure terminal no IP domain lookup, login login oh line console 0, login synchronize it, exec timeout 0 to 0. Sounds great. Well, let's I think these are so small. Change setting appearance to 16, for example. Is it good? Wow, this is so. Now I think you have a better view. Appearance size 16. Unfortunately, but we have to use GNS3, but happily we have a GNS3. The GNS3 has a lot of advantage rather than packet tracer, but it is hard to work in. We have a few interface that we need to configure. We start with a R1. In R1, and in R1 set show IP interface brief, and let's have a look to interface. We have an interface from R1 serial 00 connected to R5. Perfect. Configure terminal. Sorry, we don't have any connection here to here. one is serial 11, interface serial 11. It is here, and IP address 10.221.255.255.255.0, no shutdown, and description R1 connected to R2, exits, and for R2 exit interfaces serial R2, where are you? This is R2 is serial 4 to 0. What is that? So serial 4140. Okay. Serial 0 and serial 40, and IP address 10.222.255.255.255.252. No shutdown. And here I think no IP address 252. Okay, now it's good. 10.1.1.1.2.2.2.2. They are in the range 10.2.2.0. And on R2 serial 4 to 1, actually we have an IP address 10.441.255.255.255.252 again. No shutdown, exits, and in R5 interface serial 11 R5, yes, IP address sorry, IP address is 10.442.255.255.255.252. No shutdown. Okay, everything is normal now. We just doing IP address, for example, to verify it, show IP interface brief. As you can see, we have a two manual interfaces, and now we need to configure EIGRP. So on R1, I type router EIGRP is 100, network 10, then that's it. Then R2, configure terminal, router EIGRP 100, network is the same. Also for this is the IP of end-to-end users sorry oh, what happened? 10 10 255 255. Perfect. And we need to summarize R2 loopback interface in our EIGRP update. So I prefer to do not assign loopback interface, so we don't need to summarize. And here, as I said, we have a static route and default route. So on R2 I writing a static route to reach this IP tells 10.4.4.2. This is a IP route, and we have a static route. We have a default route to 00. IP route. It says every network with every subnet to reach every network with every subnet MAC go to 10.4.4.1. Yes, perfect. And let's doing a route. Let's doing ping, for example, 10.1.5.1. We have let's. I think we can't. Start. Configuration. We don't have PCs here, however, configuration, network type, MAC address, advanced. Okay. And here we have a EIGRP. As you can see, we have a new add instance with the EIGRP 100, and we're doing EIGRP completely. Here we need to configure and verify EIGRP stub routing. So EIGRP stub routing feature enable you to limit EIGRP query message. Routers configured as a stub do not forward, learn, and routes to other neighbors. Use the EIGRP stop command to configure a router as a stop where the router directs all IP traffic to this distribution router. The EIGRP stop command can be modified with several options, guys, and these options can be used in any combination except for receive only. The receive only keyword will restrict the router from sharing any of its routers with any other router in the EIGRP autonomous system. And actually, I should say receive only keyword will not permit any other option to be specified because it prevents any type of route from being sent. The four, I think the four other option keywords, for example, connects, static, summary, and redistribution, can be used in any combination, but cannot be used with a received only. You should consider it. If any of these five keywords is used with the EIGRP stop command, only the routes type specified by the practical particular keywords will be sent. Routes type specified by the remain keyword will not be sent. The connected keyword permit the EIGRP stop routing feature to send connected routes. If the connects routes are not covered by a network statement, it may be necessary to redistribute connects route with the redistribute connect under EIGRP process. The static keyword permit the EIGRP stop routing feature to send a static route. So when we have a static route, we need to use a static keyword, and I'll show you later. Without the configuration of this option, EIGRP will not send any static routes, include internal static route that normally would be automatically redistributed. It will still be necessary to distribute a static with a redistribute static command. The summary keyword permit the EIGRP stop routing to send summary routes. And summary routes can be created manually with a summary address command or automatically at a major network border with a auto summary command. The redistribute keyword permit the EIGRP stop feature to send other routing protocol and autonomous system. Without the configure of this option, EIGRP will not advertise redistribute routes. There is one or more keywords to for example, the link map option, and the link map keywords permit the EIGRP stop feature to reference a link map that identify routes that are allowed to be advertised and EIGRP stop route that would be normally have been accepted. Okay, we are in a so guys, here we have a default and a static routes, yes, and here we have a EIGRP routing protocol. If we want to make a connection between R5 and R1, we need to using configuration, and that's and as I said, R2 is a stop router. A stop router. So it doesn't advertise a static and default route to EIGRP. Also, it doesn't advertise EIGRP routing protocol table to R5. As they are in the same autonomous system, we need to make a connection between R1 and R5. So I should focus on R2. Configure terminal, and we have a EIGRP 100, and let's have a look to options. We have many options, and do add connect, for example, do advertise connect to routers. Link map we discussed already. Allow dynamic prefix based on the link map. Receive only, we discussed about it, and it was set receive only neighbors. So also we have a redistribute, static, and summary. Perfect. Okay, we just for now we just use EIGRP stop, and as you can see, we see a lot of comments. Okay, what happened here? Let's have a look exactly and read this. It says EIGRP IP version 400 neighbor 10221 serial 4040 is down per info change. And now we can see EIGRP has a new adjacency, but with a difference. Now R2 is a stop router. Do show run and find this interface. So find this here. EIGRP stop connect summary, and by default you can see, if we don't mention what type of stop, it puts summary by default. And let's have a look to show IP route EIGRP. Notice that R1 shows EIGRP routes for R2 connected network, and as you can see, we have a stop pair advertising. And I want to show you neighbors with details. A stop pair advertising connect summary routes. This is important, guys. We have a whole time, R2, sequence, queue, and interface. This is how we can verify a stop router. And our R2, now we need to redistribute a static route. So again, I called EIGRP router EIGRP 100 redistributes a static, and EIGRP stop static. So we modify routing and include its static routes in the EIGRP updates to R1, it's necessary to also include to redistribute a static comment. With each change of the EIGRP stop setting, re-establishment of the EIGRP neighbor session is required. So again, we have a new adjacency. So on R1, we have a same message: goodbye receive, show IP route EIGRP. What happened now? As you can see, we see EX have a something that you should pay attention to. Guys, look at this. Before that, we have a this network, but now we have an external routes of 10150, and let's show IP EIGRP neighbors with details and stop her advertising static routes. So interesting, so interesting. And now let's change configure EIGRP stop connected. We want to combine everything, summary, static. So we add summary and connected, and static also. Okay, again on R1, what happened here? Show IP route EIGRP, and it's interesting, guys. Now you have a all IP routing table connect, and it's on R1. Let's show it again. EIGRP neighbor with details, connect a static summary. And let's change the configuration. I want to show you how different between the options of stop. Okay, guys, and now let's do some changes. We are in a router EIGRP 100. We do EIGRP stop connect summary, EIGRP redistribute everything. Now we want to look perfectly, and pay attention, please. EIGRP stop just receive only, and we wait to make it change up, and let's have a look to show IP routes table route EIGRP. Oh my god, you can't see anything because this is the receive only. and inherently receive only do the same things with your table on EIGRP. Look, when we are in a connected static summary, we have a both external and internal IP row table. But when we are in a stop receive only, your IP row table doesn't show anything. If you want to verify it, neighbor details. Receive only per advertising, no routes. Okay, that's so interesting and I personally enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy about it. And if you have a question, just ask me, guys, about EIGRP stuff. Um, I'm waiting to your question, but and if you don't have a question, just tell me on comments section. I don't have any question, and we go to next lab. Hmm, welcome, guys, welcome. Okay, so I assume you don't have any question about EIGRP stop. And in the last lab, we did all options about a stop, on an EIGRP. Now, let's have a look to EIGRP name. Here we have three routers. And we want to practice some EIGRP name. EIGRP name. Let's make connections where is serial. Okay, we don't have serial, so okay, guys, if you want to add serial ports, zoom in. Let's have a look to these sections. Firstly, we need to turn off the router, and this is our serial. Okay, we don't have a lot of serial ports, but you can add it from here. It is HWIC2T. If you can't remember it, just read this. It says is a Cisco 2-port serial high-speed WAN interface card, provide 2 serial ports, and copy paste. This is the R1, R2, and R3. Also we have a R4 here, R4. Perfect. 0 connected to 0 and 1 connected to 1 and 1 connected to 1 1 1. Let's add a switch. I think it is a good idea. Let's add a PC, for example. Doesn't matter. Gig 00, sorry. Gig 01 to 01. F1 to F0, 01 to 01, and fast Ethernet 0, and oh my god, gig 01 to this. Oh, oops. Fast to this. Let's see. As you can see, we have a four routers connected to each other, three switches actually, and this is our physicals. This is our physical views. Hold on. And guys, we need to configure all of them. However, it will be so quick. I'll give you a view of what we want doing. We want to do EIGRP name, configuration, actually perfect. This is the title of our lab. In this here, we have a network of 30. also we have a network of 168 for 0/30. Oh, sorry. Oh, /13 for here. I think this is /24. Also, you have a 770. Here we have, in this network we have 192.168.50 with the subnet 24. And 192.168.20/13 in this network, and also 168.10/24. Now, okay, let's start with the configuration. I give you a background about this topology, and you can have a better opinion about this. Here we have a classic EIGRP requires separate EIGRP configuration modes, and command for IP version 4 for each process is configured separately. Router EIGRP as number for IP version 4, and name EIGRP use the address family AF feature to unify the configuration process when implementing IP version 4 and 6, but I prefer to do not use IP version 6. In this lab, we will configure name EIGRP for IP version 4. And or rather, we have a no IP domain lookup, also line and 0 login and exec timeout is 0 to 0. Okay, let's test it. Oh, from this router, oh my god, turn it on, turn it on, turn it on, and turn it on. Perfect. No, we don't want to do automatically configuration and paste. enable configure terminal and paste. No. Enable configure terminal paste. Configure terminal paste, and we did all starting configuration. Also, I prefer to change hostname R1, hostname R2, hostname R3, and last router is R4. Okay, we need to focus, and we don't want to destroy everything. On a gig 01 for the router, which is directly connected to the switch, we have this configuration: interface gig 01 IP at 192.168.11. Why 111? Why? Okay. 255.255.255.0 on R1. Oh. Sorry guys. This is not R1. Exit configure terminal. No. IP add hostname R2. This is host R2, and this is R1. Sorry. Hostname is R1. On R1, interface gig 01 IP add 168.1.255.255.255.0. No shutdown. Exit. Now, in interface serial, which is directly connected to R2, serial 000. Sorry.